Hey everybody, welcome. I'm Dawn Duncan, the Grant Geek Diva, continuing some videos on Project 2025, going over various elements. Of course, one could take a really long time with all the elements that are involved, but today, and I will get back to, I did a video yesterday starting to dig into the issues around discrimination, protections being removed. So I will do that too. But I got kind of motivated because a little while ago I was watching something on YouTube and it was a really well done video. Black men reading Project 2025 and sharing their unfiltered reactions. So it made me decide to take a look at some of the specific things they were talking about in there. For example, here's a big one. This is on page 319 of the physical version of Project 2025 from this website. If you went to this website, which shows the whole document, it's page 352 in the PDF, but the actual page in the document is page 319. And you can see right here where it says federal election policy should be limited and ultimately the Federal Department of Education should be eliminated. Okay, well, that's pretty intense, right? Eliminating the whole Department of Education. Really? Um, wow. What more is there to really say? That's crazy. Think about, I mean, I just think about myself like, okay, if I think about my own life, um, wow. So I grew up fairly poor in Southern Illinois, always did well in school, went my first year of college at a local community college. Then I transferred to Valparaiso University in Valparaiso, Indiana. But if there was no federal Department of Education, I don't think I would have gotten those student loans that helped me go to Valpo. I don't think that I would have gotten the Pell Grant that helped me go to Valparaiso. So, wow, I don't think I would have been able to go to college if there was no federal Department of Education. And let's see. And then from there, I was able to go to Boston University to get my master's and then go to Harvard and get my master's in public health, also with the help of some student loans. So, gosh, there you go. That's just one example. I'm just one person. So, wow. I don't see how that there's probably no way I would be sitting here talking to you today about these issues if there was no federal Department of Education. How crazy is that? Wow. Okay, let's go to page 342. Okay, 342. So it's off by about what, 352, about 40 pages. So 342 would be like 390-ish or so. Let's see what we got here. We want 342. Oh, 357. So let's go to 380. 342. Oh, 347. So back, so 375 should match. Usually I'm good at math, but I'm a little tired today. Okay, 342. Okay. Eliminate critical race theory in grades K through 12. Let's see here. Okay. Okay. Critical race theory has an applied dimension, as its founders state in their essays that define the theory. Those who subscribe to the theory, it's not a theory, it's actually documentation of what actually happened in our country. The theory disrupts America's founding ideals of freedom and opportunity. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but like The theory. Oh my gosh. Okay. Disrupts America's founding ideals of freedom and opportunity. No. Critical race theory actually talks about, well, first of all, I don't think critical race theory is actually taught in um grades K through 12 anyway, but this is crazy. So this is saying, wow, this one particularly just freaks me out because again, look at the picture here. You've got a context of these folks. This all comes from their quote conservative agenda. So don't forget the starting point of the reason for Project 2025. Okay. This is where a lot of people get fooled about things. Context is everything. So the context is conservatism. Okay. Like I'm very liberal, but I can appreciate people have conservative worldviews about certain things. But this takes it to a whole new level where they're trying to, again, think about this in terms of how they're talking about the theory disrupts America's founding ideals. Uh, um, the false idea that America's systematically racist. Okay, well, I mean, I would say, of course, America's systematically racist. Like, duh. It's like, I'm sorry, like United States History 101. However, let me take a step back and say, all right, let's say that some people can argue, they can debate about the fact whether that's true or not. Okay, that's okay. But that's part of why this is so terrible because this is not allowing that kind of worldview or that even information to be included in the conversation at all. So that's what makes this so scary, right? People have to be careful about being like, well, this is the right thing, this is the wrong thing. And so, since this is the right thing, it's the only thing that can be said. Many of us would certainly debate and share historical information and things that talk about the racism in this country. I mean, for God's sake, people were able to own slaves. Are you kidding me? But again, this is about taking away the right to even talk about these things or share this information. So that is a big part of what a lot of people find scary about this. Yeah, no. So that one's particularly worrisome. Let's see what else we got here. I'm looking at this video and kind of following along. Page 554, enforce the death penalty. Oh, that's lovely. Okay, page 554. So that would be 42 and 33. So 554 plus 33 would be 587. 587. Enforce the death penalty where appropriate and applicable. Wow. Okay. Well, um, providing this punishment without ever enforcing it provides justice neither for the victims' families nor for the defendant. Okay, so it says they should do everything possible to obtain finality for the 44 prisoners currently on death row. Let's just kill them, you just kill them and pursue the death penalty for applicable crimes. Oh wow. Okay, so there you go. So again, within their conservative playbook, they want to enforce the death penalty. And I love how they say capital punishment is a sensitive matter, as it should be, but the current crime wave makes deterrence vital at the federal, state, and local levels. This sentence doesn't even make any sense. However, providing this punishment without ever enforcing it provides justice neither for the victims' families nor for the defendant. What about the concept that it's important that you get it right? And, listen, I'm not I'm against death penalty altogether because for lots of different reasons. But I think that I'm super clear on it would be better to let 100 guilty people go than go than put to death one innocent person. So that's just being clear about where I stand. But again, here you go. Enforce the death penalty where appropriate and applicable. And with all the issues in our system about people and things that they find out later, people being exonerated, etc. Okay, that's another scary one. Oh dear. Okay, that's page 554. Then we got, let's see. I don't see any. Oh, here we go. Page 583, equal employment opportunity. So 583. Looking for page 583. Here we go. Let's see. 583, 7 and 6. So we want 616 maybe? Let's try that. They'll be close. Oh, there we go. Okay, so they want to see what they say here. Wait, they want to eliminate equal employment opportunity data on employment statistics based on race and ethnicity. Okay. Oh, here you go. This is connected to the video I did yesterday a little bit, right? Look at this. Okay. So the way I see this is they're talking about eliminating the data collection based on race and ethnicity so that it can't then be used to support a charge of discrimination under a disparate impact theory. I don't know why I can't talk today, sorry. However, keep in mind, the video I did yesterday was talking about this disparate impact theory. So another thing that they're trying to do under Project 2025 is to eliminate this whole concept of a disparate impact theory altogether. Okay. So keep in mind, this is one thing, and there may be people who go, people who want to be like, well, no, everybody's the same, everybody's equal, and they're trying and wanting to say that it shouldn't make any difference, your race, et cetera, whatever. I mean, I get that. I can appreciate that worldview. I can. I get that. But this is way more insidious because they're basically saying don't even collect the data. We don't even want any employment statistics based on race or ethnicity because then it could potentially be used to file cases for discrimination. So they don't want people to be able to do that. So again, this has nothing to do with what about concrete reality? And if people are being discriminated against based on race, we don't care. We don't care. We're gonna try to sanitize everything so that none of these things exist in the federal government. So then we can pretend that these things don't actually happen because those are all just made up by people who are people who are just complaining, like they're just complaining and they feel entitled and they're getting mad about every little thing. That's like basically what they're trying to say. I mean, and that's been part of a narrative in our society for a really long time. And there are people who often don't talk about discrimination because they don't want people to think that they're just like, quote, playing the race card or something like that. But let's be clear. This is trying to make a federal presidential administration's overlying policy system, the whole thing, be based on this concept of eliminating even collecting the data, the employment data on race. So setting aside the fact of how just atrocious and gross this is, I feel a sick feeling in my stomach even talking about it. Just from a practical perspective, this is really bad for the country too, because you want data to help you like solve problems. Like most data is actually used in those kind of ways. It's like I'm a public health person. Data is a huge thing. And a basic tenet of public health is that it's better to know what's going on so that you can come up with ways to intervene to solve problems. People are going to have different opinions on morality of things and all that. That is totally fine. But from a pure public health perspective, it's better to have the information so that you know what's going on. Okay. So I would say, in addition to this just being an abhorrent potential policy to most people, this is also not a good practical policy because if you have, let's say there's something going on, we're in a particular area, there's people of a particular race that are not getting as many jobs or something like that, even if it doesn't have to do with discrimination. You still want the data because it could help you target solutions to be like, oh, okay, here's this area maybe in some city somewhere. And I don't know, you could say there's um, a group of like Cambodian immigrants or something, right? And we're finding that we're seeing a trend that they're not having a lot of jobs. Well, you could use that data to then go in and see what's going on and find out, like, maybe there's a language barrier. Maybe they're in an area where there's just not a lot of jobs close by and they don't have transportation to go maybe to a town a few towns away where there are a lot of jobs. So like, this is just stupid on a practical level too, of like keeping the United States in being like one of the most successful, or the most successful country in the world in terms of like, economics and employment and stuff like that. This is just doesn't even make sense on a practical level. So anyway. Okay, so that's all I'm going to cover at the moment because this is a lot, but I wanted to share these, and I do still need to go back into the discrimination stuff that I was referencing yesterday and finish those videos as well. But wanted to share this today, especially since it's getting so close to election time. Today is Saturday, October 26, 2024. As the Grant Geek Diva always says, you don't have to get it perfect, but you do have to get it rolling, which is kind of what I was doing with this video. Getting something rolling that didn't totally fit my linear plan that I had started yesterday, but I'm still doing it anyway. And look, I don't even have matching. Look, I haven't, my headband is like green and white, doesn't even match my clothes. So anyway, but this feels much more important than whether my headband matches my clothes. And whatever state you live in, if you can early vote, please go early vote or do mail-in balloting. And no matter what, vote. It's really important. Whoever you vote for, civic engagement matters. And everybody have a great day. I'll see y'all soon.